Welcome to the Real Estate 401k Show. Here are your hosts, Ryan Gerdes, Mike Weinstein, and Justin Frederick, helping you build a legacy of wealth through real estate. Powered by the Real Estate 401k Group at West USA and the Frederick team with Fairway Mortgage and MLS number 625918.
Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Ryan Gerdes. I have Mr. Justin Frederick, and we have our honorary guest here, Lee Bradley. So I was just reading that, we all know that we're having affordable housing issues, right? Like this is something that's just been not only a problem for a while, but it's only getting worse and worse. So I was just reading, and they were talking about manufactured homes, and now that's going to combat a lot of what we're seeing with that. And it's funny because it wasn't even a month or two ago I said that this is the next wave, and so. Mike and I actually went down to a couple of different manufacturers to go see what's going on over there.
Manufactured homes are unreal these days. They're built better than stick homes these days.
These are 2x6 builds.
Yeah.
They're on steel plated, foundations. They're
Insulation's insane.
They're built to last. And so I'm going over there pecking at them with numbers, and I'm looking at, 2,000 square feet, 2,100 square feet, typically going to cost you what? Anywhere four to 500,000 at a new home build, right?
Yep.
Easy, with 7,500 square foot lot.
Yeah.
These things now, albeit this doesn't include the land and tying it all in, but that 2,000 square foot home, you're looking at about $150,000, $175,000 for this awesome home. Granted, it's got all the upgrades.
They make them 4 bedrooms now, and ridiculous.
And so, you're in the contracting world. Are you working much in the manufactured home space as far as doing upgrades and renovations on any of them?
We have not, but like he said, they're very nice. We have not, but because they're pretty much ready to go. And if you got a newer one, it's game over.
Yeah.
If you got an older one, it's still not bad. But like you say, the triple wide, I don't know if you guys ever even seen a triple wide.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
They get up to 3,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah, easy.
4,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm. You just need a piece of property, but a triple wide, but no, we haven't. They're pretty self-sufficient.
And so one thing that I've learned is, because we're going through a lot of permitting processes to build, whether it's site-built homes, but for these guys, the permitting process takes 4 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And most of these guys, when you put an order in for a manufactured home, you're looking at maybe 3 months before they're done being built. Some of them go up to about 6 months, right? So what do you think is going to happen to the fabric of the real estate industry and the lending industry and everything that goes along with this, Justin?
Well, first of all, we've already seen just a massive influx of manufactured homes. Typically, single-family homes, single story go first. Then you start getting the 2 stories mixed in there, and then you start seeing the townhomes mixed in the condos, and then you get to the manufactured homes. Right? I feel like majority, I would say 50% of the clients right now are really going after manufactured condos, townhomes, just to make it affordable for our first-time home buyers. We need more affordable housing, and the investors are saying that they're making up stuff for low to moderate income programs and increasing the wages allowed for those types of programs, but it's really not helping. With interest rates where they are, you have to start looking into manufactured homes if you really want to. If you make $70,000, $80,000 a year, which is a great job, good luck trying to get a single family home. You have to have literally no debt and perfect credit.
Yeah.
And how many of us had perfect credit when we were in our 20s?
Me.
Not me. I had to learn.
Oh yeah, you're walking down the breezeway at university, and what every single corner they have apply for a credit card here.
Here's $10,000. You're
Right.
21 years old.
Yeah, so
there's the bar right over there.
Yeah, you walk out of school, you have all this student debt, and then you have credit cards on top of that. God forbid if you want to get a car, right?
True story.
Yep.
So, I see a huge upside potential, and I think that we're going to start seeing some record-breaking numbers. It's wild because I was also reading some consumer reports, and they've changed so much in the past 10 years. 5 years ago, everybody wanted smaller. Everybody wanted no lot lines. They wanted something that they could lock and leave.
Correct.
They wanted to get vertical. I don't know if it was because we were having a bunch of people from big cities moving here and wanting to kind of, recreate that environment here. But, I mean, everybody, it seems to me, is really starting to soak in with the new homes and larger lots, manufactured homes. So I'm not even understanding where all that data is coming from, because we're seeing these things get thrown up left and right, and it's not even that difficult to go out there and pick up some land. And I think the install was about $50,000 or something like that, $100,000, depending on whether it's single, double, triple, right? And then of course whether or not you have gas and all these other different utilities out there, depending on what they offer. I mean, so I think that people that want to stay relevant in this industry are going to need to start understanding really what's happening with manufactured housing and the idiosyncrasies and the quirks that go along with working on them, buying them, selling them, and ultimately installing them, because it's kind of a plug and play.
Right.
Right? So Lee, when it comes to the contracting side, how familiar are you with the whole tie-in and permitting process? Have you guys done any work on those?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole
Okay.
lot. Not a whole lot. Can't say yes.
Okay. All right. So what I guess really what I want to get down to is, are you doing anything to stay in front of that?
Like I say, we're not the experts, being a newer company. Not yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
I feel like
It's-
you throw Lee a job, he's going to figure it
Yeah,
out.
no,
you're
sure.
dang right.
Yeah.
I'll be on it by tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, mhm, yeah.
So I can't, I'm not an expert at that or by any means. But just to speak on that, when you're talking about that manufactured home, do you guys remember the program on HGTV when they were the tiny house?
Yeah.
Remember
Yep,
that?
yep.
Them homes were. Remember how cheap they were?
Oh, yeah.
Have anybody looked at the price of one of them now?
They go through the roof, man.
They're through the roof, and they're like, what?
600 square feet.
If- I mean, that-
I mean,
if-
there's
and that's
some of
a-
those that are 400 square feet.
Correct.
I've seen.
You even have subdivisions down in like South Florida, and they're getting $1 million for them.
It's crazy,
I mean,
man.
they're on the
No.
water. I mean, they're nice.
It's just crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
So I mean, they're moving a lot of that over here now. Justin, I know over on the lending side, you guys offer a number of different programs for manufactured housing. What idiosyncrasies is there on the lending side when it comes to manufactured?
I mean, no matter if you're a first-time home buyer or not, you got to be prepared with 5% down minimum. You can get an FHA with 3.5% down, but 5% conventional. Big thing with us is we want to make sure if this was an existing manufactured home that any type of work has been permitted on the property, and if not, we need to get an engineer certification on the property. It really depends on who's going to pay for that, and this is why you want to get a listing agent that knows this stuff, because if you've already had an engineer certification on the property and there's been no additions to the property, the most common addition to a manufactured home is just a porch, and if it's actually touching the manufactured home, well, we need to have a new engineer cert, or at least have the original permits to that.
Well, that's really interesting to bring that up, because I definitely want you to plug into that a little bit more. But if you do want to have a conversation about manufactured homes, go ahead and text the word manufactured to 623-AZ-RECON. Talk a little bit more about the certification process, who goes out there, when it needs to be done, what they're looking for.
So really big thing is tie downs on manufactured homes. It's kind of like a shoestring. You can tie your shoe and you walk around a little bit, they loosen up. Engineer cert's going to make sure that they're tight. If they're not, they're gonna send in diagrams to tighten it up or get it up to date. And these are for all loans. Now, conventional loans, we can order an appraisal, and the appraiser's going to tell us if we need an engineer cert. And that depends on if they find the original permitting and if there was additions made to the property. Another big factor you got to consider is June 15th of 1976 is when there was a lot of change within the manufactured builds of properties. when a lot of regulations started hitting manufactured homes. So we won't actually finance any manufactured homes that were prior to June 15th of 1976.
So is that when it converted from mobile to, or modular over to manufactured? Is that kind of that whole story?
I don't know that for sure, but I know that just the wind resistance, basically the setting for the manufactured home, making sure that it met the environmental factors for the area that it was being set.
Okay.
So they just started building these things.
They started knocking them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They would take suburban areas of town and just, level 10, 15 acres and just start setting them down.
Yeah.
And not always the proper way. Not the Lee Bradley way.
That's right. Another factor is a lot of times we'll get people that want to move a manufactured home. And that's something that's not financeable. Once they've been set, nobody's going to lend on a property that's been moved. Now, I can tell you, people want to sell these things sometimes, and you can get an extremely good deal, on these to pick them up, but you're never going to be able to resell them without cash. So something you got to consider when it comes to those manufactured homes.
That's good stuff, man. Well, thank you for tuning in. If you want to have a discussion about manufactured homes, we'd love to have a discussion with you. Go ahead and text the word manufactured to 623-AZ-RECON. That's manufactured to 623-AZ-RECON.
Thank you for joining us on the Real Estate 401k Show. If you want more information on how to build wealth, click on the link or text us at 623-297-3266. That's 623-AZ-RECON.